Hi, my name is Mr. Friedman, and today we are going to be talking about socialization. So, society makes us human. There has been and continues to be considerable debate over whether nature, heredity, or nurture social environment most determines human behavior. Studies of feral, isolated, and institutionalized children indicate although heredity certainly plays a role in the human equation. It is society that makes people human. People learn what it means to be and consequently become members of the human community through language, social interaction, and other forms of human contact. So, socialization is a lifelong process. We started at the beginning with our parents, and it carries on throughout our entire lives. So, socialization, the bigger concept is that babies don't just naturally develop into human adults, even though their bodies grow. Human interaction is required for them to acquire the traits that we consider normal for human beings. The process by which we learn the ways of our society through interactions with others is socialization. In other words, socialization is the social process through which we develop our personalities, human potential, and learn about our culture and society. So people aren't born with an intrinsic knowledge of themselves or others. Rather, as the theoretical insights of Charles Horton Cooley, George Herbert Mead, Jean Piaget, Lawrence Kohlberg, and Gilligan demonstrate, they develop reasoning skills, morality, personality, and a sense of self through social observation, contact, and interaction. Cooley concluded that human development is socially created, that our sense of self develops from interaction with others. He's the one who coined the term looking glass self to describe the process. Mead identified the development of self in three stages: imitation, where if you're under three, you don't have a sense of self, so you're just imitating others. By the time you're 3 to 7, you start to pretend to play Spider Man, Superman, firefighter, you have it. And then stage three, you're able to advance to play team games and sports, and you'll see kids start out on T-ball, then wiffle ball, and so on and so forth. Jean Piaget spent many years researching and developed these four stages that you see in front of you. Um, he concluded that there's four stages of development of cognitive skills: sensory, motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. The conclusions that Cooley, Mead, and Piaget came to regarding the self and reasoning appear to be universal. However, there is not consensus about the universality of Piaget's four stages of cognitive development. Some adults never appear to reach the fourth stage, whether due to particular social experiences or to biology. And the content of what we learn varies from one culture to the next. Um, we have very different experiences depending on where we live, and the thinking process just isn't the same everywhere. Sigmund Freud believed that personality consists of three elements: the id, the ego, and the superego. Some sociologists object to Freud's view that inborn and unconscious motivations are the primary reasons for human behavior, for this view denies the central tenet of sociology that social factors shape people's behaviors. Also, female feminist sociologists have been especially critical of Freud. According to Freud, females are inferior castrated males. Psychologist Lawrence Kohlberg concluded that humans go through a sequence of stages in the development of morality: the amoral stage, the pre-conventional stage, the conventional stage, and the post-conventional stage. So let's talk about emotions for a second. Emotions are not simply the result of biology, they also depend on socialization within a particular society. Anthropologist Paul Ekman concluded that everyone experiences six basic emotions: anger, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. The expression of emotions varies according to gender, social class, culture, and relationships. Socialization not only leads us to different ways of expressing emotions, but even expressing what we feel. Most socialization is meant to turn us into conforming members of society. We do some things and not others as a result of socialization. In talking about gender socialization, which is learning the psychological and social traits associated with a person's sex. By expecting different behaviors from people because they are male or female, society nudges boys and girls in a separate directions from an early age, and this foundation carries over into adulthood. So it starts at home. It starts even before you're born with the name that your parents intentionally pick out for you. So parents are beginning the process, and researchers have concluded that in our society, mothers unconsciously reward their female children for being passive and dependent, and their male children for being active and independent. The mass media reinforces society's expectations of gender in many ways. Ads perpetuate stereotypes by portraying males as dominant and rugged, and females as sexy and submissive. On television, male characters outnumber females, and they are more likely to be portrayed in higher status positions. Males are much more likely than females to play video games. We have no studies of how these games affect their players' ideas of gender. Sociologist Melissa Millicky concluded that males use media images to discover who they are and what's expected of them as males. The bottom line is that we are simply not passive consumers of media images. We select those that are significant to our image, to our situation, and use them to help us construct our understanding of the world. This is the first half of what we're going to cover, and I'll come back for the second half at a later time.